I kept crawling towards the corner, kept crawling, and the shooting was still on from here and there, and I could see people getting shot. I turned my head back and I see people with blood and everything, and then I saw a table. It's not even a table though. My mom stands and gives speech on it, so I grabbed it. It was sticking towards the wall, so I grabbed it out and kept myself between the table and the wall, so that if a bullet comes in, that's the best I could do. And I kept my head down and tried to call home. I tried to call home so that I could talk to my family one last time, because I was going to get shot. That's what I believed that time, that I am dead. But my mother did not pick up the call, and then I called my father. He did not pick up the call. I did multiple times. Nobody picked up. I was screaming on the phone to pick up, but nobody picked up. That was a really moment I remember, that I thought that I could never. And if I was thinking that if they see these missed calls after, and they would know that I'm no more, they'd be, I don't know how they're going to react for it.
He's desperately keen to meet fellow worshipper, the Afghani migrant Abdulaziz, and thank him for saving his life that day when he grabbed the shooter's gun off him and stopped any more of the 120 people in the mosque that day being gunned down.
He said that the gun was empty or something, so he could not fire, or he could not find the trigger or something like that. He don't know how to fire it, something like that happened. He could not fire it, but what he said is when the shooter went to the car, he threw that gun on the windshield of the car, and the windshield broke down. So that panicked the attacker, and he fled off with his car. That's what happened. It's a real hero.
He paid tribute to his friend Talha Naeem and his friend's father, who died at the Dean's Ave Mosque.
I basically love playing football, and he's the one, I can't forget him. He's the one who told me that we play football, you can join us. Because I was feeling very lonely as you initially come to New Zealand with leaving your family, and you don't have nowhere to go. And the only thing I could do was to play football, and he showed me the way to play football. So I remember him. He was a very nice guy. He used to pick me up as I didn't have a car or anything, and help me out with everything and all, everything. His father, I met his father. He was also a nice man. Asked me if I need any help, I could reach out to him. Later on the video came out. There's a guy who's jumping on the gunman. That was his father, who was trying to overpower him but failed to overpower him, and eventually got shot. So he was his father, and Talha was dead before he jumped. So you know a father's emotion when he saw his son getting shot right in front of him. All he wants to do is stop the shooter, and he tried to, but he failed.
Shoaib's family is desperate for him to leave Christchurch and return to India. But as the only son in a family that mortgaged their home to allow him to study here and make a better life for himself, he feels a deep responsibility to stick it out, finish his studies and then apply for residency.
If I would have shot me, who's going to look after my family now? My father will look after my family, but I'm a big son now. I've got responsibilities. So I have to come back and get my house out of my rent and everything, out of my loan, and I gotta do a lot of things in my life now. I've got to start living it again. I'll get on with it, hopefully.
Shoaib lost a lot of his friends on Friday, but is grateful for the kind words and generosity from the people of Christchurch and around the country since that day. After Wednesday's funerals, he'll travel back home to be with his family for 2 weeks, but is determined to return to his adopted city and pick up where he left off. Kei o te tahi ahau, mō te hotaka o te atanei, ko Konanyang tēnei.